Hello and welcome to this solo playthrough of Commands and Colors Napoleonics. I'm Robin Reeve, and we are resuming the series of scenarios from the base game. This time we are playing River Koa, which is an interesting scenario because it's about an evacuation, not thought in advance by the British Crawford commander, but it became clearly mandatory in the situation. So I'll read the historical background, but I would like to point out the existence of an excellent site about the British battles. So here is it. It's simple. It's called BritishBattles.com, and you have all the battles, or at least the main battles of all British history. And I clicked here for the, of course, Peninsular War and the Battle of Koa. I took the image of the British defending that bridge, which will serve to evacuate units. There's often a podcast, etc. So if you're interested in the details and going further in detail than the GMT booklet goes, I can only recommend that that site. So here we go with GMT's description. After eliminating the garrison at Ciudad Rodrigo, Marshal André Massena ordered Marshal Ney's 6th Corps to advance on the fortress of Almeida. Rather than retreat and cross the river as ordered by Wellington, Crawford courted disaster and chose to hold his bridgehead. Crawford and the French both wanted to control the narrow stone bridge, which was the only way to cross the Koa for several miles. In the early hours of July 24th, Ney pushed forward his entire force against Crawford's outnumbered Anglo-Portuguese light division. The first French attacks by Loison's division were checked by intense musket and rifle fire. As the fight in the center raged, French light cavalry braved the fire of the guns of Almeida and charged forward, routing the left flank of Crawford's line. While with his line in danger of being rolled up, Crawford ordered an immediate retreat to the bridge. The Portuguese cacadores and guns were first to cross the bridge, while several British battalions held the French at bay. Soon these British units also fell back in good order across the river. Desiring a complete victory, Ney launched 3 disastrous assaults across the stone bridge. I believe the image here shows that. But all attempts failed to dislodge the British. That night, Crawford withdrew toward Pinhel, leaving Massena to lay siege to Almeida. So it's an organized retreat for the British, which could be considered as a feat, as Dunkirk would be a feat in 1940. Of course, the British are not at their advantage, and one could also consider that, nevertheless, the French did manage to flush the British away. So here is the map. You see the British over here on the line, quite solid line here. This is the exit bridge we will look and read about in the description of the special rules of the scenario. Those are the guns of Almeida. And here are the French with good units. What do they have? Okay. A good mix of cavalry, artillery, and good, of course, line units. Notice here the rifles, the British rifles light, which fire at 3 hexes. I believe those are the troops that were depicted on the image, because they were in green uniforms, rather green or dark uniforms compared with the red usual British uniforms. So here are the special rules battle notes. So both sides only have 4 command cards, 6 victory banners, so medium-sized scenario like I like them, Special rules. Any ordered Anglo-Portuguese unit, regardless of strength, that exits the battlefield from the bridge hex will count as a victory banner for the British Army. Exited leaders do not count for British victory banners. Anglo-Portuguese units cannot exit off the bridge hex when forced to retreat due to ranged or melee combat. Units must halt or remain on the bridge hex and lose one block for each retreat hex that cannot be taken. If the unit is eliminated, the French player receives one victory banner. In short, they evacuate and count positively as victory points for the Anglo-Portuguese if the retreat is voluntary during the movement phase. The river Coa is impassable except at the bridge. Okay, and the fortress of Almeida is treated as a town. In addition, Anglo-Portuguese units on a fortress of Almeida hex may ignore one flag. And the British move first. So here we are. The British have an attack center that's not very... forced march. Oh, sorry. I wanted to see it in detail. It doesn't seem to work. So issue an order to all infantry in one section. Light Grenadier Guard infantry units and infantry units with an attached leader may move up to 2 hexes and battle. Other infantry units may hold, move 1 hex and battle, or may move 2 hexes and not battle. If you do not have any infantry units, issue an order to 1 unit of your choice. That's very interesting because I can move some units really close to the exit. So it's just for infantry. Attack center, yeah, that's nice also. Okay. But force march can really do a good job. Partly at least. Let's try it. So we're ordering all units in the center, all infantry. There are not tons of them, and they can move. So the British rifle light will move here. The Portuguese rifle light also. Okay, and that will be all. So time for the French to do something. Bombard, that's not the moment. Assault center, I think it can be interesting. Scout left flank, that's not. No, we need to assault center. Let's go. So only 4 units can move, but they will at the highest speed possible. Oh yeah. Perhaps this unit, yeah, can fire, move 2. So 1, 2, 1. Oh, well, 1. I'm taking the risk. 1. Okay. No other battles, so time to end the turn. The British 3 attack center. Okay. I'm doing something crazy. So 1, 2, 3. So they are exiting. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I must move the leader because otherwise I should order him separately. So they all move away. I'm not sure I'm doing something very intelligent here, but I'm trying a different tactic. That's all. We'll see, because the victory banners are need to be 6, so already 3 in the bag, as we say in French. Attack center, scout left flank, bombard. That's really too far away. So let's go for attack center. 1, 2, 3. That'll be all. So those here will fire here. And at 2 hexes, they have 5 against the artillery, -1 because of the, as you see, the hill is -1 against infantry, so that's 4. Okay, I'll use the dice tray here, 4 dice. No losses, but horse artillery must retreat. 2 hexes, it has no support. There we are, and here we attack with 2 dice only. Yeah, range standard, range fire moving, yeah, 2. So it's just 2. So that's 1 retreat. There we are, no losses because sabers don't count for shooting at range. So that's the end for the French. So time for the British. Attack center, fire and hold. Probe center, cavalry charge. Don't think I have enough place for that. Attack center, yeah. I'll select those. Well, that's only harassing fire. One, 2, and 3. Okay, so those are just moving here. Those 1, 2, they won't be able to fire, and those move here. So here, there's no problem after moving 1 range. Firing from a hill has no effect on, you see, on artillery. So 3, 2, 2, that's it. Let's look at it again. Yeah, range 2, it's 2. So they attack 2 dice against the light French. No effect, and the others don't fire at all. So end of turn. So what about the French? Scout, recon in force, short supply. Short supply is not very interesting, but recon in force can have its merits. 1. I'm hesitating between attacking the horse artillery or no, the line are better here because we need to plug the gap. As you see, and I think I'm going to rush the light cavalry here. So okay, those advance, they can advance 3 hexes. So 1, 2, and stop in the woods. The line will come here, and here light cavalry will also move here. So we're attacking here, and they'll go in square. Okay, that's strange. The British will... Okay, that's it. What did they lose? Okay, percent. Okay. Now those attack the horse artillery. Just checking the French doesn't have a first strike. No, sometimes I forget. So they attack with 5, if I'm right. Wait, 4 plus 1. Oh no, it's 4 plus 1 against infantry. Haha. I often make the error. So it's 4, just 4 against that artillery. 1, 2 losses, and a retreat, which will go here. There it is. Yeah. And here, I forgot. Really, sorry. Here, of course, the rifles fire 1 die against the cavalry, and the cavalry attacks with 1 die. And a retreat order cannot be refused by a square, so they take the hit. Really sorry, I was too impatient in what I was doing. But finally we made things right, so that's the best thing that could happen. Oh, sorry, what happened? What's happening? Ah, yes, of course. Yeah, it's not the British. Oh, sorry. Really. Okay. Oh, the British are really lucky guys. So, grand maneuver. Issue an order 4 of few units, and they can move up to 4 hexes and move away. So those are going to move away, and those are going to move away, and those are going to move away. There we are. That was really, let's say, a very lucky situation. So I don't know if this playthrough is a good example of how things should go normally, but they did. They did do it. The British won that battle quite fast, and the Grand Maneuver. I was wondering if they have Grand Maneuver, they could easily move out of the place. So the evacuation worked well. The French hardly harmed anybody, just the rifles here. So let's go for it. Anyway, I hope you had a nice time. We didn't have a lot of occasions, opportunities to test or to evaluate special rules, etc., or tactical situations. The French couldn't do better, I think, but the British really had, Anglo-Portuguese really had a good luck with them. So the right cards at the right moment. But that's all about commands and colors. Also, some people complain if they are new to the game that they don't have the proper cards at the proper moment. I would commend that impression. First of all, that can happen, and it would reflect the, let's see, the uncertainties of the battle, the chaos, etc. But that can be a short answer. Another reflection, because that appears in all games where there is a little randomness and luck, is that we record or we notice only unfavorable or extremely favorable results. That means that you can play a scenario and most of the time have in average the cards you need, or at least nothing absolutely horrible or extraordinary. But your mind will recall the times when you are stuck with the wrong cards, or the cards that don't fit your idea of what you're going to do as a maneuver. And that's quite that creates a bias. One is hardly conscious of it, but it really exists. So when people complain never having the right cards, unless they only played once or twice, they often simply are reflecting that their mind, their memory, focused on those extreme situations. All in all, if you play commands and colors, whatever iteration, numerous times, you will see that most of the time you have average luck, and suddenly bad or good luck hits on your door. Sometimes you have bad series. The dice also may not work. That means that if you have the proper cards, they may not lead to good results because your dice are simply crappy. Or on the contrary, you have a, let's see, very improbable situation, and your dice allows you to reap one banner or two. So I would say that the randomness in commands and colors is less prevalent as it could seem. Of course, if you are in a chess-like mentality about being very, let's say, reluctant about the use of the place of randomness in a game, I don't think commands and colors would fit your bill, but neither will any war game. And with some experience of war games, you need to accept, as in reality, that things will go sometimes so much better than you thought, or so much worse. And that's a question of accepting the fact that reality is complex, and things don't don't unfold after your marvelous superior planification. Chaos uh, enters quickly the data and the factors that change or affect the situation. All in all, to say things briefly, Commands and Colors Napoleonics is a simple game with abstractions, with simplifications, and of course, it is not a simulation. And I would say no war game really is a simulation. For the simple reason here that you have hexagons to define terrain. It's a choice, a good one, I believe, because it allows to move in 6 different directions in a quite uniform way. So the hex and counter choice is good. You also have a I go, you go system. You move your units, you fire. The other one move the units and fire. When in real time, in reality, units move simultaneously. Okay, so many, let's say, results are you can move next to an enemy and hit them even if they cannot fire back, etc. I would say on the good side for Commands and Colors Napoleonics is that approaching enemy lines is not an easy feat, and you get hit by rifle or artillery fire, which decreases the quality of your units. Contrary to most other Commands and Colors games, the units who lose blocks are less efficient. So approaching an enemy line is really risky, and you need to mount your attack to be able to reach the enemy in a not too bad shape. So all in all, I love this game. I discovered it recently. I've only been playing perhaps 3 months, minus the month where I was ill. And I like the dynamics. I really have the feel that I'm playing a Napoleonic battle. And compared with other games which I have on Napoleonic era, also simple ones, most of them, like the 20 series of Victory Point games, etc., what I see is Command and Colors hits the table much more. It's quick, you can really feel how the battle unfolds, and it does a marvelous job just giving you the immersion, the necessary immersion. You really feel what's happening when you charge enemies, when you maneuver, etc. So I believe I understand why so many people love Commands and Color systems, especially Napoleonics, Ancients, Medieval, Samurai Battles, etc. Perhaps the first iterations, such as Memoir 44 or Battle Cry, lacked some important aspects like Battleback, Battle Cry was flawed with also lacking geographical objective, which led the defender sometimes to become the attacker, etc. Because there was no indication, serious indication that they should hold their line and their place. But from Commands and Chaos Ancients and Napoleonics, etc., you have really some small, quite easy to implement mechanics which make the game really shine. There we are. I'm speaking a lot, I believe, but that's because the scenario lasted much less long than I thought. All in all, I hope you appreciate that series of scenarios, and I'll be resuming the series, of course, in coming times. So all in all, see you later. Bye bye.